Yo, yo, yo. What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Trader Main, back with another video. Volatility has reappeared in the market, which is great. When the market is volatile, that's when you want to be paying attention, right? So we had this very long period of boring price action here. And what happens is this lulls you into complacency. Right? You're just like, oh, fuck it. Crypto's not doing anything, whatever. And then boom, we get the most volatile move we've had since the FTX dump. And we've actually basically, right, Bart Simpson the entire FTX dump. We're right back at where we were before the FTX dump happened. So, you kind of get lulled in these periods of low volatility, and then boom, volatility comes out of nowhere, smacks you in the face. We will get right into the charts here after a quick shout out to the sponsors of these streams. As you guys know, I've been partnered up with Prime XBT. They've been supporting me. They've been supporting the channel. I say this over and over and over again. You want to support me? The best way to do that is to use my affiliate links. So use that Prime XBT link that's in the description of this video, sign up, use code MAIN50 before you deposit any money, and then if you deposit money after that, you're eligible for up to a 7% deposit bonus. If you want to trade equities, gold, silver, forex pairs, all of that is available, as well as obviously your crypto offerings on Prime XBT. No KYC needed, 20K per day withdrawal maximum. They've treated me super well. They've supported me. So if you want to support me, that's the best way to do it. So shout out to the Prime team. Thank you so much. Yeah, let's kind of get into the charts here. So we had a huge fucking move, obviously, right? So to put it into perspective, we're here. Doesn't look nearly as impressive on the super high time frames because we're still down so much from all-time high, right? Like, who's to say that this isn't just this candle or one of these candles, right? We don't know. Regardless, I do think this is a bullish move. And I don't think it should be ignored. I don't think we just mean revert to new lows from here. I do think that there's a potential for at least a little bit higher, if not some sort of medium-term trend change. That being said, this thing can really go a lot higher and still be bearish, right? So depending on how you view market structure, it's going to be different, a little different for everyone. Everyone's got their own kind of rules and intricacies. But to me, this seems like a swing low. This seems like a swing high. I also would say this is a swing low, and this is probably the swing high, and then you probably have another set here. So that's kind of how I would view market structure, meaning depending on whether or not you consider this the lower high or this, price could really go all the way up to here, in my opinion, and still put in a lower high, because then you would have a high, a lower high, right? This would be your low, and then you would aim for a lower low, right? So we might break this medium-term trend here, but until we clear this high, I don't think that there's like a super high time frame market structure shift, right? You look at the monthly, that's where that level is from, right? This is the monthly swing high here that generated this low. So in reality, on the monthly, this could come up, put in a lower high, and then go down. So I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I don't really know what's going to happen. This thing can go, all sorts of crazy shit can happen. But what I am saying is I wouldn't be surprised if this rally is not over. And just because we rally higher does not mean that the bear market is over, anything like that. If anything, the best case scenario is the bottom is in and we're going to new all-time high. What I think is a more realistic scenario, and I'm sure you guys have seen GCR talk about this and other people, it's this echo bubble. We're going to have this big rally and it's an echo bubble. That is not a new bull run, right? You could argue that this was an echo bubble. So here was your bubble, echo bubble, and then the bull market started after another big dump, right? So maybe we're experiencing, I know a lot of people are comparing this to 2019. There are a lot of similarities. Maybe we're experiencing this type of a move right now, some sort of echo bubble. What does that mean? It means that, hey, there's going to be money to be made. Maybe we have, a short-term, medium-term uptrend here. I'm not trying to fight that. But for me personally, I don't think that the macro picture is resolved yet, and therefore I don't think that the bottom for risk is in yet. I personally, as much as I think equities can trade higher too, I don't think this is the low of what's being touted as the greatest recession of all time. I still think we trade down into these areas here. I think that's still likely. And if this happens, let's say we even go way up here, but if we end up doing this after, guess what? I think crypto goes with it. I don't think we've decoupled. Doesn't mean that we can't go up more, right? We absolutely can, but I just don't think that like the the bottom is in yet. Maybe I'm coping. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't fucking know. But I think it's much more likely that this is some sort of echo bubble, and who knows how high it goes. Maybe it goes up to 40, right? Like maybe we trade up to here, right? And then put in a lower high, right? Relative to this swing. There's so many things that could happen here, right? You have this key monthly level. Once this monthly level was lost, we ate shit. We could come up here, and this could just be a bearish retest. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm concerned about making money trade by trade. Again, that's kind of the macro high time frame talk. I think, I'm pretty comfy on some spot buys I had sub 20K. Still think that this could go higher. Just looking at how we've traded here, I talked about this before this move happened. Remember I said, hey, this is a super bullish idea I have. Break down, run that low, reclaim, then you target the range high. I posted that here. I think that was the last stream I did. I said, this is a super bullish idea. Well, boom, we've now done this part, right? We blasted back into the range. So to me, I think the target is the range high. I think that's the target. I definitely think we have at the very least take out this 22K high here. Do we do this first? Do we just consolidate here and then go? I don't know. That's the part we still need to figure out. That's the day trading part of it. But in terms of my high time frame draw, I still think it's up as opposed to down. Get a little bit of a pump here to start the day. Looks like it's retracing. This looks bad, right? So my issue right now with Bitcoin is what to do. I still think we eventually trade at least to here. 22.5. I do think there's a very good chance that we trade to, 24K, right? The top of this range. Question is, do we go like this? Or do we dip first? I think everyone and their mother is hoping that we get some sort of super clean retest down here. I don't think that that's very likely. I actually, because what happens is if we come all the way back down here, I would still look to buy, but that puts us mighty close to this bull thesis being invalidated. Because if we get back below December's high here, then this is cooked. So I would much rather, if we are going to pull back, I would much rather it be shallow. And I was hoping that we would distribute a little higher. So I was kind of hoping that, hey, maybe we trade one more stab up, run this high, then we distribute, and then higher low, and then the move to the range high. That is kind of what I was hoping for, but maybe I'm greedy. I didn't play this leg as well as I could have, so maybe I'm just salty. I don't know. I just my system though, if I'm just going based off the rules, forget the fact that, I think this is a great bullish move for Bitcoin. Based on my rules, Bitcoin is a short right now. So I'll show you why. Okay, we have our 12-hour chart here. You have a swing fail of a key high into high time frame resistance here. Okay, so we have resistance here. Swing fail into resistance. And if you zoom in here, we actually have another swing fail of this initial spike. This just happened yesterday. We had this run up or earlier today. Boom, ran above that high. Okay, so from a trading perspective, this is the first thing that flags me being like, this might be a short here. Then you zoom in, I say, okay, we've got our sweep above the old high, and we've got a sweep above this recent high. We have Monday's range here. We traded above Monday's range and now back in. So realistically, I know this is a big ass fucking candle here. If we break this low, that would be an H1 market structure break. I would be looking to sell into Monday's low. I don't love how far your risk would be here, but I still think that this would be at least a 2-hour trade. And that's to a very conservative target. That's only to Monday's low. This could obviously trade lower. But let's assume we just want to trade this into Monday's low. So it's, not the best risk reward there, but maybe it goes a little lower. I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm seeing here. If we get this breakdown below that low, I'd be looking to short a pullback, because that's what my system is telling me. It's like, okay, we ran the highs, we ran key high time frame highs into high time frame resistance. You have Monday's range here that we broke out and dumped back inside. So usually there's your risk, there's your target towards Monday's low. So my system is telling me to short, especially if we get a breakdown here on the H1. System is telling me that I should be shorting here just based on the rules. I don't really want to short because I kind of am like, okay, everyone wants the pullback, and I hate the whole everything wants this, so it's not going to happen. Because I think it's kind of just cope. Everyone's bullish. It's yeah, everyone was bullish during the bull run and we still went up. It's just not because everyone wants something, it's not going to happen. That's not how it works. That being said, I think of it more as okay, there's a lot of sidelined people here who missed this entire run who are itching to get in on a dip. So I don't think that means that we can't dip, but I think that it means if this is really bullish, the dip will be shallow. So that's why I would literally look for maybe a run of Monday's low, maybe here. I would buy a run of Monday's low or a sweep of this low, if it was fast sweep and then back up. If we're gonna get a bigger dip, I think this fair value gap, right? So that low lines up with this fair value gap right here. So we have this 12-hour fair value gap right here. So a dip into here, and then this is also a 12-hour fair value gap, right? So there's support not that far below price. I don't think we come down here and give everyone the fill that they want. I don't think that happens. I think it's much more likely that if we pull back, it's like Monday's low into this fair value gap. Maybe we spike deeper into this one. So how do I trigger that? How do I get in the trade? Well, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm setting alerts. First alert is like, okay, do we get an H1 market structure shift? So if we get an H1 close below here, I'm probably going to expect price to fall down further. I'm going to want to see what happens around here. If we do this, I'm going to long that, right? I'm going to long this reclaim risk. Same thing if we run all the way below this low, right? If it's fast. But if we run down here and then just kind of consolidate, but still look weak, so we're not getting that reversal type of setup, we're not getting that switch to bullish market structure, maybe the pullback is deeper. The bottom line is here and here, I want to be looking for a quick run on lows, right? There's your lows, there's your lows. And then I want to see that bullish market structure pop in, whether it's literally like this, right? Or it's the more kind of like breaker setup that I like. You want to see this happen in these areas, right? You don't just blindly long here. You could blindly long here, stop below the fair value gap if you want, or just start averaging in and then see what happens, or you wait for PA to show you something here. What I'm showing you here, flip this on its head. That's what's happening here right now. You want to identify your key high time frame levels, then you want to zoom in and you want to look for those setups to present themselves. That's what's happening here right now. If this does this, right, all we have is your high, higher high, break in market structure, retest. It's just the inverse of this. So system is triggering shorts on Bitcoin. It's doing it on Ethereum as well. We'll wait and see. We'll see. It's still early in the week. I want to see what the next few hours play out like. Got to see if we break this low or not, right? There's lots to figure out here. Obviously, if we start trading above Monday's high again, then my target becomes here. So if we get back above Monday's high, the breakout target is here, right? So if this just becomes bullish, right? If we just grind up higher and we start trading above Monday's high, you could look to long into 22,787 there. I'll take a quick look at Ethereum. Ethereum is trading very similarly in that, right? We had our big move up into resistance. We didn't get the sweep on Ethereum that we got on Bitcoin, but we're still into resistance here. You had a big upper wick with a rejection, and then we had the Monday high. Ran Monday's high, we're back inside. So very similar plan on Ethereum. If we break market structure to the downside, I'm looking for Monday's low, and then I'm probably looking for down into here on Ethereum as a bigger dip. I don't think we get the dip back to 1,300 that a lot of people are probably waiting for. Similar to Bitcoin, I don't think we come all the way back to December's high. So system is flagging short. I'm not short right now. Similar setup. So I'm just going to wait and see. Again, if we start trading above Monday's high, then you target up here. Target up here on Ethereum. We'll look at the dollar here real quick, right? So why I'm worried about risk, right? In general, the dollar is still bullish, right? So we had this huge 5-year long range breakout. Now we're retesting the breakout area, right? We broke out here. We're retesting the order block that caused the breakout and the range high. I personally think this is probably the top on the dollar for a long time. But if we get some sort of move like this on the dollar and then it goes down again, guess what? Risk gets smoked during this move up. But I do think the top is likely in on the dollar for a long time, but we could get some sort of big mean reversion bounce. Think Bitcoin back in 2017, right? This was the top, but we still had a massive bounce here. Similar kind of idea. So this probably the top, but we could still have a big bounce here. So we have that weekly order block, and then within that weekly order block, I've got this 3-day order block marked here. That seems to be where price is sensitive, right? Initially, I was looking here, but we broke lower. So now I'm looking lower. And again, I'm not just assuming that we're going up from here. I want to see a bullish type of argument form at these levels. Sometimes that doesn't happen, right? Initially, when I was watching this, I said, okay, maybe this is where it bottoms, but we broke down again. So I said, okay, let's look lower. Came into that 3-day order block. We had a low here, and then boom, these really nice 12-hour sweeps here. I'm looking at this now on this time frame. If we get some sort of 12-hour market structure break, this is definitely going to bounce pretty fucking hard. Okay, so that's what I'd be looking for on the dollar. Some sort of market structure break, and then a move higher. That would be kind of my expectation on the dollar here. Could roll over. Obviously, if we want crypto to continue going up, it's best that the dollar goes down or sideways, right? If the dollar's going up, the likelihood of crypto going up is much lower. We've been inversely correlated to the dollar, right? Here's the top on Bitcoin right here. Here's the bottom on the dollar. It's been an inverse correlation for the last year, pretty lockstep. So if the dollar's gonna rip, not ideal for crypto. But I do think that this is coming into a major area where we could see a major bounce, and that would be worrisome if you're bullish on risk. A nice fair value gap right here. Been filled in a little bit, but that still seems like a potential target on this bounce. This is also why I shorted gold, right? So we had dollar into support, then we had gold here, high time frame resistance. We had these two 12-hour liquidity pools that got ran right there. Zoom in, entry on the breaker, another breaker. That was kind of the setup on gold. Ran the high time frame into resistance, got the break in market structure, retest, started selling off. I would love to see gold trade now down below these lows here, right? So that would be dollar going up, gold continuing to trade lower. So I'm kind of fighting with myself a little bit because I obviously want crypto to go higher, but to me, gold was bearish up at those highs, so I started shorting, and I've been talking about shorting gold for a while. And crypto, I want to go higher, but dollars looking bouncy. It's just tricky. This is what I mean. It's a tricky situation. So I'm just trying to lay out game plans, and then I'm going to react. If dollar breaks down and everything starts ripping, great, right? I'll react to that. If the dollar starts bouncing, crypto starts selling off, gold starts selling off, great. I have a plan for that as well. No one knows what's going to happen for sure. Trading is if this, then that. If this happens, I do this. If that happens, I do that. That's what it is, right? You need to have a plan. Yes, it is up or down, bro. It's going to go either up or down. You better have a plan for each. If you only want a long, great. But then there's going to be trades that you miss out on because when it goes down, you know, you're not going to get in those trades. You're only going to wait for bullish setups. Sure, there's long only traders. There's short only traders. That you can do that, but I can trade both directions. And so I focus on scenarios. If we claim this level and this happens, I do X. If this happens and this happens, I do Y. Yeah, we got another Sam Substack. This fucking nerd. I want to go back in time and I want to go to his high school and I want to bully him relentlessly for being such a fucking wiener and such a fucking nerd. That is funny. Look at this fucking nerd. FTX US is solvent. Look at my spreadsheet. Fuck you, dude. You failed. I don't care that FTX US is solvent because FTX International and Alameda aren't. Fuck Sam. Fuck you, you little bastard. I'm gonna go to Palo Alto and I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna smack you upside the head. I'm not actually gonna do that because that would be a crime. That would be assault, and I don't want to make threats on the internet. That seems not very smart, but fuck you. Ask me how I really feel though. I'm not saying I need a fucking cookie or a fucking medal about it. That's just the facts. They don't want me in Davos, man. I would speak way too much truth. I'd fucking smack that Carl Schwab guy in the mouth. I'm not actually gonna do that because that would be a crime. That would be assault. That evil, Dr. Evil looking motherfucker. This guy looks and sounds like a fucking Bond villain, and all they talk about there is how they want to just control your life and take away your freedoms and get you to buy into this fucking utopia where you're gonna eat bugs and you're not gonna own anything and you're gonna be happy. Fuck that. Fuck those globalists. You need land, you need guns, and you need a farm. I've watched Yellowstone. I want a fucking ranch now. I want a ranch. I want guns. I want cattle. Okay? Come and try and take it. And I'm also going to be shit-faced drinking Mai Tais by the pool. You'll see Maine out there drinking tequila and acting a fool. That sweet baby face PA Jesus.